Hello, everybody. Welcome to the late edition of Wrestle Talk Radio. It is your host, CJ Matthews, here, coming at you again. And just want to say ask how everybody's doing today on this epidemic time. And I know you're probably wondering, what's with the late time? Well, today we sent out an email to people that Wrestle Talk Radio will be starting late, and matters of the heart will be preempted until later. So, but don't worry, you will still get your preempted dose of what you've all been waiting for this weekend on the DBN network. Now, basically, we got a lot to get into, so let's get started, shall we? Now, now, I'm going to do something normally different. Normally, we start with BCW champion dominating, blah, blah, blah. But we're not going to do that today because there's nothing really happening in BCW. However, there is something going on the indie scene where you got the Batts brothers, Darius and Terrell, that they're known as, but in the wrestling world, they're known as TNT, had made a bold, interesting move. I've read on Twitter that they pretty much called out a tag team. They called out some of the top tag teams in EFED history, some EFED companies, and they're pretty much stating that they are the best tag team in the wrestling world, and how come they haven't been signed, and yada, blah, blah, blah. I mean, this is pretty much great. I mean, no, because I was stunned when I first seen this. I was stunned because I've known wrestlers who make bold moves like that, but they can back it up in the ring. But these two came out here on Twitter blasting a whole lot of tag teams. And some of them, they even took shots at Contra. They took shots out at DAP, the House of Pain. I mean, they took shots at a lot of teams. They took shots at the Crap Brothers. They took shots at the Wildcrats. They took shots at the Dynasty. They took shots at the Club. They took shots at all the said they called them a joke, that they were nothing but more than a bunch of bitches. And I mean, the last team I've seen do something like this was, the Jericho brothers, JR and Brandon and Shane, literally called out the crew, said, as I quote, called out not just the crew, they called out Wolf Lair, Wolfpack, the Wolves, and pretty much, and here's the difference. When they did something like that, it pretty much practically built them. I mean, they built their brand, and it was more or less a publicity thing with them. I mean, it's crazy in a way, but it was, they got, but anyway, but here's the difference between TNT and the Jericho brothers. TNT is pretty much a young tag team wrestling on the indie scene. They're good. I will give them that. They're talented. I will give them that. But here's the thing that I have with this. How in the hell are you going to call? You haven't even been doing this close to you. You ain't been doing this long enough to be calling out people from other companies. I mean, I mean, I am sorry, but I don't know who these guys think they were doing, or what they think they were doing. But you ain't been around long enough to be calling out people. I am sorry. I gotta call it for what it is. You ain't been around long enough to be calling out people. So what in Christ's name would give you the idea that it was a good idea to call out teams from other companies, tag teams from other companies? That is foolishness. That is crazy. You don't do some crazy things like that. Here's what I would suggest for them is that you're a talented team. I will give you that. But wrestle, do this for at least a little over a year before you call out another tag team from another company. Because some of them will come and smash it. And some of them won't pay you no mind, but others will show up. So basically, so be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Now, on to more entertaining news. As some of you know, this weekend is the big one coming up, and there are a lot of companies getting ready for it. And basically, like WEW and like WEW week, Saturday, W this weekend, it will be for a where it will be for the Tag Team Championship. It will be the Broserweights taking on the UK. Now, what can I say about the UK, members of the UK? I mean, think about this. You have Jimmy Smart, accomplished hell of a wrestler. You also have LB Brown, who is also a hell of an accomplished technician wrestler. I mean, they beat Strictly Business just to get this opportunity. So, I mean, especially when you have another hell of a wrestler, by the name who's married, JB, Juliana Brown, who's married to Bryant, and pretty much they're known as UK power couple. I mean, the UK, before they came to this point, they were a hell of a stable. I mean, there were more of them. They're a hell of a stable, but I believe that this could be an epic move. Now, basically, with WEW, questions have came up. Why the hell would WEW put two of their best wrestlers on one brand? Rampage. See, they're talking about JB and Blanchard. I want to make something perfectly clear with this. Blanchard and we will not be on the same brand. They were, but no, they cannot do that because these two have real issues with each other. Matter of fact, the whole unit have issues with each other. So this is one of the reasons why. JB is going to Mayhem, while Blanchard will stay on Rampage. Now, do we have talented women here that can beat these people? Well, honestly, I would have to say probably. Now, like for instance, Tanaka. Like for instance, Flores, Tanaka, more women. Some of them happen to be from Rampage. The other half came from Mayhem. And during that Hell in a Cell match, so chamber match, I pretty much figured what was going to happen anyway. The winner ended up being Juliana Brown. She pretty much eliminated Moore. I mean, Flores, whose father is Carlos Flores, the head coach of Houston football team. What can I say about her? Young, talented, vibrant. I mean, she's going to be a big star in this business. Tanaka, who also is a part of the wrestling family. Talented, good, but anyway. But I must compel with this is that it's going to be an interesting scenario how this is going to work, especially Colt was thought about bringing in Guerrero and Lady Midnight to balance out the roster. So this way, people don't feel that these two are dominating the brand. Then from WEW, you have PEW, where their female division is basically pretty much open, where their champion is Alexa Starr, and she's talented, also very young, very talented champion who pretty much will fight anybody. Now, here's pretty much one of the interesting things about this situation. Now, one of the pretty much owner of this company, who also happens to be a trained wrestler, pretty much stated that she wanted it to fight Alexa Starr for a couple of reasons, which we will get into at another time. But she felt that there is a history and issues between Alexa Starr and Akira Ortiz. I mean, these two, I don't even know how or where to even begin with these two. I mean, like I said, for many years, everybody knows who her husband is. Her husband is Manny the Bull Ortiz. Now, pretty much, here's how, if I may, where to begin. Okay, when Alexa was coming in this business, she was wrestling, learning to be wrestling school, whatever. But a lot of people don't know that Alexa was actually also trained by Manny Ortiz, Akira's husband. Now, it also came to a point where one night where everybody was training, and pretty much Akira, and pretty much he was going over training, showing her some moves, and pretty much Star pretty much did something basically inappropriate, and Akira wasn't too comfortable with that. She felt a certain way about that. So basically, I know that this is going to be a knockdown, drag-out barn burner for these two. But that's another situation. We'll come back to that at another time. But believe me, ladies and gentlemen, we will be talking about that. Talk more about that tomorrow on Wrestle Talk Radio. But anyway, as we winding down, say that another situation broke out where Tyler Ace going to 3-Dub. Now everybody's talking about what Tyler Ace going to do. Tyler Ace this, Tyler Ace that. Last time we was here, but we were stating that a lot of wrestlers had issues with Tyler Ace, and pretty much that was not an understatement. That was an actual fact. Anyway, as our time's winding down, see you next time. See you next Friday.